I'm going to start by asking you to do the most uncomfortable thing a man can do in private. Hold still and listen to the part of your chest that doesn't admire your own story. Because tonight I'm not here to give you another clever line or another secret signal. I am here to take something from you, the belief you've been carrying like an heirloom that has been quietly wrecking your results with women while convincing you to try even harder. If in the next 2 minutes you feel a sting of recognition, stay. The biggest lie in seduction is that attraction is earned by proving yourself to her. You've been sold this since childhood in commercials, rom-coms, and well-meaning advice. Work harder for her attention, impress her, reassure her, convince her you're different, be endlessly available, and, if you perform long enough, she'll finally see your value. It sounds noble, it looks romantic, it feels right, and it kills desire. You are treating attraction like a job interview where she is the company and you are the applicant. Here's the truth you were never taught. In healthy polarity, attraction is not purchased with performance. It is broadcast by presence. Women don't fall for a man who tries the hardest. They fall for a man whose reality is strongest, whose standards are lived, whose time has a price, whose attention is selective, whose emotions are steady, whose mission sets his rhythm, and whose kindness does not require self-betrayal. That presence is not arrogance, and it's not detachment theater. If your results have been noisy and short-lived, look at how this lie has trained you to act. You over-explain because you think clarity is a speech. You overflow attention because silence panics you. You pedestalize strangers because fantasy is easier than fit. Every move announces the same headline in different fonts. My value depends on your reaction. The woman across from you can't always name it, but she feels it. Let's autopsy where you learned this. You grew up on stories where the guy wins the girl by grand gestures and endless persistence. Nobody told you those stories end before the bills, the boundaries, and the Wednesday afternoons, because no felt like rejection instead of direction. You learned to apologize for having preferences, and when that didn't work, you doubled down. More messages, more reassurance, more confessions, teaching your body that your feelings are a fire she must put out. The lie keeps you busy so you never notice what's missing. Evidence. Evidence that your life works with or without applause. We are going to uninstall this, not by becoming cold, but by swapping the script that lives under your actions. Start living like a man who chooses. That switch breaks the trance. The behaviors look almost the same on the surface, conversation, dates, texts, but the current running underneath is different. She feels the current before she understands the sentences. How do you live it? Standards are not demands you place on other people. They are agreements you keep with yourself. I don't explain the same boundary twice. I don't talk when I'm reactive. I return when I'm regulated. I end nights on a high because I protect mornings. Speak them once, live them always. Don't. Standards are not cruel. They are the only honest invitation into your world. Clarity is the precondition for safety. Safety is the soil where desire grows. Presence is not constant access. Presence is depth on demand. When you're not, be gone without punishment. Go build. Learn to end a great exchange while it still vibrates. What replaces it is anticipation. And anticipation is where your thread gets opened first after her meeting ends. Purpose is the metronome that keeps this from becoming tactics. A man without mission becomes a hobby for whoever notices him. A man with mission becomes gravitational. You don't need a Hollywood quest. What are you building? What blocks protect it? How does tomorrow fund it? When your schedule has bones, your yes has weight. Challenge because she is not your center. Relief because you already have one. Emotional steadiness is next, and it's not the absence of feeling. It's the ability to feel without letting feelings drive. Anxiety flares. You finish what your plan asked of you before you touch your phone. Anger spikes. You give it heat in the gym and words when they're true. This is not about being stoic granite. It's about being a river with banks. Banks are boundaries. Without them, everything floods and drama writes your nights. With them, intensity becomes intimacy because she can bring emotion to you without fearing explosion or collapse. That's the masculine signature most men never practice. Warm, calm, unmovable. Competence makes all of this believable. Competence is not a brag. It's a hum your body produces when you keep promises in private. Clean space, reliable car, finances with a plan, food that fuels thought, clothes that fit your frame and context, grooming that's a ritual, not a whim. Sleep that funds decisions, skills that compound, friends who sharpen, mentors with receipts. None of this is a flex, it's capacity. Attraction is not a game of perfection, it's a search for places where life becomes lighter, not heavier. A competent man lightens rooms just by existing in them. You can't fake that with lines. You build it with days. Now translate this into the trenches where the lie used to run you. First contact. Old you performs, new you observes and authors. You don't audition. You offer one specific observation that proves you were present. You ask the only question they didn't want to answer, and then a genuine question that requires a real answer. What made you catch that? 2 beats of silence. Let her fill them. You listen like a man with time. When the moment is bright, you exit before it decays. The text that follows isn't a drip, it advances the story. Tuesday or Thursday at 7. There's a place with a quiet corner. I prefer Thursday. Options, preference, window. If she's vague twice, you don't interpret it as a dare, you interpret it as data. You pivot back to mission without malice. Filtering is not rejection, it's hygiene. On the date, you protect presence from performance. You choose a place that respects conversation. You arrive 5 minutes early because rushing shreds attention. You sit like your spine remembers you. You ask about decisions, not resumes. What did you say no to this year? What's a standard you picked up the hard way? You share slices from values, not highlight reels engineered to impress. You notice small patterns, how she treats the server, how she sits with silence, whether she asks anything back. You flirt, you tease kindly, you invite depth without forcing it. If the moment asks for a kiss, you meet it. If it doesn't, you trust tension more than urgency. You end on a high instead of squeezing the last drop because you respect tomorrow. That restraint is not a trick, it's proof you own your appetite. Texting between dates is where the lie loved to live. You used to keep a balloon in the air with constant taps. Stop. The man who is always reachable teaches the world that his priorities are props. Let your availability be the byproduct of a life with edges. Send fewer messages with more meaning. Invite, propose, disappear into your work, return when you can be present. When her energy mirrors yours, you move. When it thins, you don't panic. You let reciprocity reveal itself. The lie screams here. It says, push, maintain, prove. The truth smiles. It says, if she's for you, she'll lean. If she's not, you just saved months. Conflict is the crucible. This is where the lie demands you pay with peace. She cancels last minute twice. Old you laughs it off and moves mountains to be agreeable, then resents quietly. New you says, I like this. I plan my week. For it to work, I need confirmations the day before. Period. No essay. Then you watch behavior, not promises. If it adjusts, desire grows on both sides because respect is a multiplier. If it doesn't, you step back without theater. Your silence isn't punishment. It's a boundary you didn't need to defend because you already lived it. That move terrifies men who think love equals unlimited flexibility. It attracts women who want a man, not a satellite. Escalation, emotional and physical, should be led by integrity. You don't accelerate because you're afraid to lose. You escalate because momentum co-authored invites it. You check in with words that sound like you, not a checklist. Consent becomes the texture of the night, not a box to tick. The paradox is real. When she can feel that your body is led by a man, not a boy, sprinting after relief, she relaxes and desire deepens. Safety with edge, warmth with backbone, kindness without ledger. That combination is not common. Common creates curiosity. Rare creates investment. Distance will test whether this is performance or practice. Life will stack weeks against you. Pre-frame. This week is heavy. I'll reach out Sunday to lock next. Then do it. No vanishing. No apologies for having a life. You keep your world moving and you keep your word. Dependability is the quietest aphrodisiac because it predicts the only thing that matters after fireworks: peace. Peace in your presence, peace in your planning, peace in your reactions. Peace doesn't mean boring. It means the drama tax is low and the play budget is high. Let's talk shadow work, because the lie gets strongest in the dark. The part of you that chases, explains, floods and pleads is not evil. It's scared. It learned that love arrives when you perform and withdraws when you rest. If you don't meet that part, it will keep reaching for your phone at 1 a.m. Carl Jung didn't say kill the shadow, he said integrate it. Integration looks like naming the animal before it runs the house. I'm anxious. I want to impulsively secure her. Then you move, water, breath, a walk, a set, a shower, and you wait. You return when you can be proud of what your message means, even if it were read out loud to your future children. That single rule changes more outcomes than any tactic. If you wouldn't be proud to read it out loud, don't send it. Pride in your own behavior is how you stop needing permission to feel like a man. Kindness survives this transformation, but its fuel changes. You can hold doors, check she got home safe, bring coffee the way she likes it, notice details no one else sees, and still be pursued if your kindness does not purchase peace. Men who say, nice guys finish last, are often ex-performers who kept an invoice. Drop the invoice, keep the gesture, pair it with standards. Tenderness with edges is irresistible because it feels like being cared for by someone who lose himself to do it. Environment matters more than you think. The lie will drag you back into performance if your world whispers chaos. Clean the square meters around your bed until they radiate order. Build a closet that makes dressing easy and congruent. Treat your kitchen like a promise. Put books within reach instead of feeds. Make your home screen boring so your life can be interesting. These details are not superficial. They reduce the friction that turns you reactive. A reactive man performs. A resourced man leads. Now I want you to picture a week lived under the new truth. Mornings belong to you. Water, light, breath, movement. The phone waits. You hit one deep work block like rent. You train because your mind respects what your body can carry. You check your money so the future trusts you. You tidy one surface because order reduces noise. You text with intent and release outcomes. You propose plans with specifics and accept counters once. You keep sleep sacred. You end days with a small win and write tomorrow's next move before bed. None of that is glamorous. All of that is attractive. Why? Because it forms the hum of a man whose life already works. Desire loves that hum. It sounds like safety and smells like challenge. Let's return to the title because myths die hard. Seduction's biggest lie that most still believe. The lie insists you must earn desire by working harder for it. The truth asks you to work harder on the man who does the choosing. The lie begs for approval. The truth builds identity. The lie floods attention to keep feelings quiet. The truth offers presence and gives silence the dignity to echo. The lie sells fantasy to strangers. The truth selects for fit with people who can breathe at your altitude. The lie performs. The truth practices. Which one do you want to live inside? Not rhetorically. Tonight, there will be slips. You'll send a second text you didn't need to send. You'll overstay a date because the laughter was good. You'll explain a boundary in paragraphs. You'll cancel training to catch a call that could have waited. Good. Don't spiral, recalibrate. Replace one weak reflex with one strong act within the hour. A walk instead of a doom scroll. A single set instead of none. One sentence instead of an essay. One clear proposal instead of a drip. The men who become magnetic are not the men who never fall. They are the men who return fast. Make I return fast the sentence your nervous system hears when you close your eyes. I want you to steal 3 practices from this and install them before breakfast tomorrow. First, write one standard on a card and put it where you can avoid it. I don't argue with my no. Or, I plan my week, I require confirmations. Or, I end on a high. Second, set your phone across the room and your training gear by the door. So the first friction is tiny and the second is momentum. Third, decide right now which 2 windows you can honestly offer for a date, a meeting, a plan. Specifics are leadership. When you move like this, your body will feel different before anyone texts back. That feeling, the quiet dignity in your chest, is the point. Your mirror will say it before a woman does. You look like someone who doesn't need to perform to be proud of himself. When you meet her, because you will, the drama will be lower and the electricity higher. She will notice your eyes more than your lines. She will lean into your pauses because you aren't trying to sell her air. She will test a boundary and relax when it holds. She will mirror your rhythm without you begging for reciprocity. She will invest not because you dangled attention like a prize, but because your life made sense and invited her to add to it. That finally is seduction without the lie. 2 adults choosing from abundance, not acting out hunger. And if someone still tells you the old story, just try harder, be nicer, be more available, prove yourself, perform more. Smile. They're not wicked, they're hypnotized. You don't have to argue, you have to show. In a month, your results will be your rebuttal. The women who fit will feel the difference and step closer. The ones who needed you pliable will feel the difference and step away. Both are gifts. Both are the reward for dropping a lie that kept you tired and picking up a truth that lets you stand. So here is your vow with the door closed and no audience. You will not chase applause as a substitute for self-respect. You will not purchase peace with self-betrayal. You will not use kindness to buy access or silence to hide fear. You will lead with specifics, honor your boundaries with warmth, protect your mornings, and give your attention like a king, generously when present, never on drip. You will build a week your future can trust, and when you slip, you will return fast. If that sounds unromantic to the boy in you, good. The man in you understands. Desire doesn't rise for men who try the hardest. It rises for men who stand the tallest, calm, clear, choosing. That was the sting you felt in the first minute. That sting was the death of a lie. Let it die. What replaces it is not coldness, it's coherence. And coherence is the quiet magic you were always trying to imitate with effort. Walk out of this with fewer words and more edges. Offer invitations, not auditions. Select, don't sell. Live the truth long enough for your body to believe it. When it does, seduction stops being a sport you practice and becomes a byproduct of how you move through rooms. Women feel it before you finish your second sentence. They aren't responding to tricks. They are responding to a signal most men never learn to broadcast. A man whose life already says yes to itself.